Alright, so I'm pleased to report that I have once again progressed to the Swiss stage in AFK Journey Supreme League, though I honestly wasn't expecting it. When I looked at all of my opponents this time, I was not confident at all that my teams would manage to take them out. I have kind of a little bit more old school teams that are fully Paragon, but there were a lot of more meta comps that just weren't fully Paragoned. But if you're a normal human and you don't have every single new unit and new celestial like fully paragoned, it's a legitimate strategy to have your long-term investment old units paired up against some of the new strategies and take them out, because that paragon advantage is pretty huge. So long story short, I ended up winning 12 and losing 3, and like I said, I was not confident in that, but I learned a few things from some of the matchups, and I'll try to go over them real quick before I get too long-winded about everything. So, when I looked at everything, I was not fully confident about my decision to try to put Hugin in here instead of Lily May, but actually, there was only one matchup where I think the Lily May might have helped me more than the Hugin, and that was against Frieren, where the Lily May might have prevented the Frieren from wiping me. But something that's interesting to note about my Team 1 here is that this level of tankiness is precisely representative of the difference in danger between a Panel 2 Frieren and a Panel 4 Frieren who's fully Slumber Essence. That little bit of crit and crit damage boost at the end there, along with the regular damage growth, is just massive. Like, this team can tank a level 2 Frieren ult and happily retaliate and win the round, but it cannot tank a level or a Panel 4 Frieren ult. And I was actually surprised, because I thought that the Himmel boost on the Panel 2 Frieren would be enough to defeat this team. But even with the Himmel boost, the Frieren can't take out this team unless she's Panel 4. So this is a precise representation of the amount of tankiness that you need, hidden behind Wingguard specifically, to outlast a Panel 2 Frieren, but not a Panel 4 Frieren. So I found that interesting. And I also just want to note, healers behind Hugin, huge. I mean, Hugin's whole thing is that he, provides a big shield for multiple units. So, I think a lot of people, they just really want the extra damage on their carry, of course, but they underestimate how beneficial that extra attack it can be on a healer. So Hugin Ludovic works really well, but Hugin Celise would probably work even better. So yeah, I just feel that that's worth noting for some people, and I guess that's pretty much all I wanted to say about my Team 1. I'm going to try to keep this fairly short instead of getting all long-winded about everything. So the thing that I actually learned that I found very interesting about my Team 2 is that Mihira's charm actually affects units after they come out of the Pandora box. I guess it affected them before it, but they still have to endure that CC when they come out of it, which changes things significantly in the Pandora matchup. So I was actually very scared of teams like this, where I was like, I don't think I'm going to have enough damage to I think the Shamir is going to come out of the box and just kind of wipe my team, because I don't have any heals here. I'm relying on the self heals from Vanguard spell basically, and the burst DPS, which isn't even super bursty because I don't have any way to boost Sirens, or I'm not getting like the instant ult on Siren, so it's not like super bursty, it's just fairly bursty, right? But this team, but yeah, with the revelation that the stun continues after the Pandora box, like I actually beat like a number of teams partly because of that. Like, it's just a huge difference to just come out of the box and instantly ult, or come out of the box and still have to be stunned for a second. Also, I've kind of noted with both of these teams that if you have an Alicith with your Gwyneth, or if you have a Gunner with your Gwyneth, but you don't have the other one, you only have one, that's not really strong enough to scare me. Both of these teams, well, actually, this team would probably lose to a, well, no, actually, because the Daemon does tank long enough that unless your gunner's fully paneled, I can probably take out the, no, actually, this team just gets hard countered by gunner, never mind. So in this specific case, you don't really need the Aliceth, but in against this team, if you only have Aliceth, I am often able to kill your Gwyneth before she takes out my whole team. She might take out most of my team, but my Shamir is going to survive. My Shamir is going to take her out and win the overall war. So yeah, that combo is very specifically like much more powerful when you have all three than it is when you only have one or the other. And that's probably pretty obvious to most people, but it's been highlighted multiple times over the course of me observing my matchups. So yeah, anyways, the most interesting thing I learned here was that Mahira thing with Pandora. And what do I want to say about this team? My team 3 performed very well for the most part, but due to matchups, there were like 2 matchups where I lost to Zoria, and I kind of looked at everything, and I don't think that the breakthrough spell is entirely necessary in most cases for my Frieren to like finish who she needs to finish. So I actually switched this to Swift Heal. I'm keeping the team entirely intact, but I'm gonna rely on Merlin to heal the Frieren and the well, it's kind of, I have it all positioned such that Theodore, Frieren, and Lily May are likely to survive while everybody else is likely to die. And so that's kind of like an interesting, precise synergy to me, that there's going to be 3 units on the board. Swift Heal is going to heal 3 units. It's actually going to be very significant behind the defensive magic. So I think that could actually make this team more viable, specifically against any sort of stall team with Zoria that I might lose to. And I did lose 2 significant matches to Zoria's, and yeah, I mean, I could be wrong about the extra damage from the breakthrough spell, specifically the extra haste. I actually like the extra haste more than the damage itself. And I might suffer for that decision, but it's hard to say. So in any case, this team served me well for all the reasons that I predicted. The Iron came in clutch to get kicked by Lily May several times, and yeah, overall I like the idea. I like the burst Frieren over the sustained Frieren personally. I don't know. I just do. Anyways, my team 4, the one thing that I actually learned interestingly enough about my team 4, I was very nervous against several Lily May Tassi teams here, because I thought that if the Lily May kicked my Shakir, then my Shakir would get CC'd too much and probably die to the Tassi, and I would end up losing the match. However, because there were like 3 or 4 of those for some reason, it was just really popular on this map. But even though that did happen several times, my Shakir got kicked like twice by one Lily May and took forever to come out. He is, in fact, tanky enough, or this whole setup is tanky enough, that I actually managed to outperform every single Tassi every single time, regardless. So, and this is also kind of representative of how important the Paragon advantage is here, because a unit like Coco is like not really that great, not really a huge PvP unit, but when you have a full Paragon advantage, because Coco's like, she's only useful when she ults for the most part. Like, none of the rest of her kit accomplishes anything. And she takes too long to ult, so that's most of the reason that she's terrible. But if you're fully Paragoned and you're up against normal human mortals who aren't fully Paragoned sometimes, then that little bit of extra energy regen she's going to get from various sources, also kind of working pretty well with Rowan there, makes her ult just reasonably quicker, and all of a sudden she becomes quite useful in certain situations if you have everything set up just so. So she actually performed pretty well for the most part, though yeah, it's not like the craziest team here, and it is going to lose for the most part against any free reign team. Though it did actually also tank a few free reign teams, or there were a few. Actually, it was more so about some people put their Theodore on their Solis instead of their Frieren, so their Frieren took too long to ult, and I had enough time to kind of either the Coco ult came out, or there was just too much tankiness going on, from the Surgeon spell and such, that against I think even one panel 4 Frieren, we managed to survive an ult, but only because it didn't come out fast enough. If you just have your Theodore on your Frieren, then the ult's going to come out too fast and my team isn't going to have a chance to set up. So anyhow, this team once again did much better than I necessarily anticipated that they would. Yeah, I learned that very specific interesting information to me, that Shakir can handle a lot of CC under this amount of support, and eventually come out on top. Now, my team 5, it was I don't have enough units to pull any sort of interesting team 5 out of my hat, so it did not. It accomplished what I expected it to accomplish, which was not much, and yeah, though it did pull out one interesting win here against my scariest opponent, against her weakest team, specifically because her unpaneled Cryonia managed to get killed by the Tassi right after her first ult. So, amusingly, it did get me a win there. But, yeah, anyways, I don't want to make this super long-winded. I was mostly interested to learn those handful of specific things that I mentioned, and hopefully I'll make it through the next stage. I'm not confident, though. Once again, like, there's some heavy competition here, and yeah, it'll be interesting in me to see if the extra healing makes me feel good or makes me feel bad that I don't deal enough damage. And I will find out. I will find out here in a couple days. So thanks for watching, and until next time.